start in Morocco on the 13th of March. It's an easy draw for the Golden Eaglets, but knowing how we qualified and how the team is at the moment, are you confident?
Well, I wouldn't say I am confident at this point in time. It depends on what these guys are able to do between now and that point in time that we will have that particular competition. But like I said, I think what really matters is to get the preparation started as quick as possible. Nothing is easy unless you actually make it easy for yourself. We might be saying that these guys talking about the other guys in that particular group, Tanzanians, Algeria, and even Congo, it could be a walkover. But then I think we should do the needful. We should do our job, get the job done, get the preparation on as quick as possible, and make sure that these guys have the synergy, that's togetherness in the camp before we even go to that competition. And then maybe we can say it's going to be easy for them. But right now, I think I wouldn't say it's going to be easy peasy for these guys until we start doing what we have to do.
We have to do what we have to do to get the results that we want. In the NPFL, there were games played yesterday. That's a match day 12 game. There were a flurry of late goals across various centres there. That's in the NPFL. In Aba, 8-time champions Enyimba were stunned at the death as Philip David scored in the 4th minute of added time to claim a share of the spoils for Akwa United. The Aba Elephants, fresh off from vanquishing fellow NPFL side Rivers United to make the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup, thought they had secured all 3 points from Austin Oladapo's 54th minute strike. But with time running out, Oladapo struck with almost the last touch of the game to shock the home side and give the promised keepers their first point in Aba since 2018. And that result leaves Enyimba, who have 2 games in hand, on the arrivals in 3rd place on 22 points, with Akwa United 3 points and 3 places behind them. But here is the head coach of Enyimba, Fatai Osho, speaking after that game. He was asked if it was fatigue that led to this result. This is what he had to say.
I was a bit surprised at that. I mean, most of the team we play, I believe also they played the last weekend that we played. That can never be an excuse. Something must have gone wrong terribly. We want to go back now and try to look at what could be the reason for that. That first half was shambolic, let me put it that way. The worst for the family we ever played in this team. I mean, they don't look like our team at all. I mean, we are a complete opposite to ourselves. We are even lucky not to have considered goals in the first half because the opponent had all the chances to have scored there. But we never came to the party in the first half. What could be wrong is what we try and look at. Was the rest enough? And some other factor, we have to look at that. Towards the end, we were tactical. The tactical discipline was never there. I mean, we have the chance to hold out, play at the remaining, the added time. I mean, far into over the added time, we can hold on to this ball and then we play it around and start taking the ball to space. And the time we go out like that way, that was not to be. I mean, we paid dearly for that. I mean, losing at the last kick of the game is something that is cool. That could be very, very painful.
Fatai Osho there talking about how painful it is to concede the last minute's goal. They thought they had all 3 points in the bag, but Akwa United had other ideas in that game. In other games played, Akwa United played a 1-0 draw with Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors and the Imama Makabo. Yeah. I mean, it looks like the ultimatum has helped him.
Looking rejuvenated at this point in time. I mean, I think, they're doing well for themselves. They actually scored first in that particular one before Akwa United came back to get, an equalizer. But then I think, they shouldn't start to jubilate yet. Fine, they're actually looking like a rejuvenating team at this point in time. But hey, it's still a long process. They're still just 1 point above the relegation zone. And just a loss or 2 draws, they would actually go back into that zone. So they have to keep working. They have to keep fighting to make sure that they are totally safe, because I don't see them qualify for the continent, truth be told, of course. But then at least they have to be very safe to make sure they do not relegate.
Okay, keep working. That's Ferromis' message to Abia Warriors and Imama Mapakabo. Wiki Torres defeated Rangers 2-1. Plateau United defeated Jigawa Golden Stars 3-0. And Warri Wolves defeated Rivers United 1-0. Kano Pillars also defeated Sunshine Stars and Ogunbote 1-0.
I think we should start getting worried about Sunshine Stars.
I mean, the form is crazy. And Nasarawa United defeated FC Fayamba by 3-0. In Spain, Barcelona 3, Elche 0. Messi got a brace in that one. Ferromi is happy. Okay, and in the UEFA Champions League, Atalanta against Real Madrid. Real Madrid went away from home. They won 1-0. AY on Just Football yesterday was so confident that Atalanta was going to win that game.
I was definitely not going to be confident.
I was calling for a draw anyway.
Yeah, I was actually thinking probably a draw or a slim victory for Real Madrid. I knew they were were never going to run them over. Talking about Real Madrid over Atlanta, they have a lot of injury worries. Karim Benzema was out, Sergio Ramos was out in that game. A lot of their first stars were actually, as a matter of fact, Isco was the number 9 yesterday for them. That says a lot about how injury hits they were, going into that game. But, one thing I have always believed in the fact that, they have the experience, they have the winning mentality, they always keep fighting no matter what has actually come to them. It's not over yet, but they've been able to actually do half of the job this time around. Hopefully, they'll be able to complete the rest in the second leg. But so far, a good result for them, going all the way there and getting that needed win.
And Manchester City away from home to Borussia Mönchengladbach, they won 2-0. And Pep Guardiola says his side have to be more clinical, despite being dominant in that game. How more clinical can you expect that team to be?
I mean, you as a coach, you're never satisfied. You always keep asking for more and asking for more, even if you are at the top level right there. And that is what Pep Guardiola is actually giving to those boys. But hey, for neutrals, for pundits like us, I don't think there is any loophole, let me put it that way, in that particular team at this point in time. Because you want to look at their defense, something that they've not really been good with at this point in time. They've actually kept 24 clean sheets in all competitions so far this season. That's absolutely outrageous. That's amazing performance for them. In talking about that Manchester City team, Kevin De Bruyne didn't even start that game yesterday, and they still gave a mouth-watering performance against Borussia Mönchengladbach. That says a lot about how good these guys are at this point in time. They know how to actually balance the defense, to the midfield, creating chances, and for these guys to actually score up front. So I think a perfect team at this point in time. I'm looking forward to maybe a Manchester City Bayern Munich, who actually.
A Manchester City Bayern Munich final. I was going to ask you if this is City's year to win the Champions League.
It looks
they're looking at favorites.
It looks like it.
Year?
I mean, after Bayern, I would actually be tipping Manchester City to go all the way to the final this time around if they do not meet each other on the way. But then I think if that pressure do not get to him, I'm very sure he has been on this talking about this Champions League trophy for a while now since he left Barcelona. He went to Bayern Munich. He couldn't actually get it. The last few seasons right there at Manchester City, it's the struggle to get it. But this time around, there's something different about this team. There's something extraordinary about this team that can actually push them all the way to be able to win it. Maybe it's this year is actually left to be seen.
So would it be a disappointment if he doesn't get to win? Yes or no?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a disappointment if they get to play Bayern in the final.
Yes or no?
No, if they get to play Bayern.
BBC Premier League update here.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Andy Bowell at the BBC Sports Centre. Manchester City's long winning run has continued. They've moved a step closer to the quarter-finals of the European Champions League. City were 2-0 first-leg winners away to the German side, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Here's the BBC's football correspondent, John Murray.
It's yet another clean sheet in the Champions League for Manchester City, and they're 24th in all competitions. It is a new club record for Manchester City of 12 consecutive away wins, and this winning streak is extended to 19 matches in all competitions with this 2-0 victory in Budapest in the first leg of this Champions League round of 16 tie. Goal in the first half from Bernardo Silva and one in the second half from Gabriel Jesus.
Tottenham Hotspur, the first team through to the last 16 of the European football second-tier competition, the Europa League. Spurs were 4-0 winners on the day, 8-1 on aggregate over the Austrian side Wolfsberger. Dele Alli scored Tottenham's opener with a spectacular overhead kick, and this was the reaction of his boss, Jose Mourinho.
The goal, I don't need to speak because everyone watched it, and I believe that around the world in all these sports TVs, people are going to watch it. No need to talk about it. But for me, the globality of the performance is what matters. He played very well. In every aspect of the game, he played very well.
And Aston Villa have condemned the racist abuse received by their academy player, Tyreek Wright. He's currently on loan at the fourth-tier club Walsall. Villa say that they are liaising with West Midlands Police after the youngster was sent sickening and abhorrent messages on social media. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Europa League games are up for action. All of the excitement today. But first off, we started with Tottenham yesterday against Wolfsburg, and you heard Jose Mourinho talking about that goal by Dele Alli, and I'm thinking it was Olivier Giroud on Tuesday,
was
Dele Alli on Wednesday. So I'm wondering who did it better. Also, put that side by side. Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, don't let us put that
Real
side by
Madrid.
That's been a while now. Let's talk about the reasons on.
Okay, so who did it better?
For me, I think it's Dele Alli.
And not Olivier Giroud.
Yeah, Olivier Giroud was quite exceptional as well. But then I think Dele Alli's zone is a little bit more technical. He was involved in the build-up. He had to control, then leave the ball up, then do the overkick. But Olivier Giroud was just all he needed to do was just do the overkick.
Okay, I'll be taking a poll of that on Facebook. Go on Facebook and search for Just Football Splash 105.5 FM. I'll be taking a poll on that. I'll post both goals on Facebook and have you choose who did it better between Dele Alli and the Olivier Giroud. In other games in the Europa League today, Ajax against Lille, Arsenal against Benfica. They made things difficult for themselves from the first leg, but can they go through?
I think they can. They have what it takes to actually go through. I wouldn't actually underrate them in this one. They're playing at home, so I think that's enough to make them want to go through, and they still believe they're fighting for something. So I think they should be able to go
Ajax
through.
and Lille, who goes through?
I think Ajax should actually go through. They've had the advantage in the first leg, and this time around, all they need to do is make sure that they do not, lose at this point in time. So I think they will go through.
Villarreal and Salzburg?
Villarreal and Salzburg, I think, I still a very open one, but I still feel Villarreal should be able to go through.
Manchester United and Real Sociedad.
I mean, that shouldn't be a question.
It shouldn't be a question anyway.
I think
United to make it through.
Manchester United should make it through.
And if it doesn't happen? The front page of the newspaper this morning, Sporting Life says Laurels Award, Liverpool nominated for Team of the Year again. No plan for life without Ronaldo or Messi. That's according to that's La Liga's decline is indisputable. May face having no teams in Champions League last 8 for the first time since 2005. You can catch that on page 4 of Sporting Live. And here it says Manchester United unwilling to meet Conde's £68 million release clause for 4 EPL clubs can afford to sign Haaland. I know that doesn't include Arsenal anyway. Anderson faces 12 weeks out. That's for Liverpool. More problems for Liverpool there. And the Tiger Woods undergoes long surgical procedure. Golden Eaglets draw Algeria, Tanzania, and Congo. And Osimhen, the costliest with 29 billion naira. Okay, the most valuable Nigerian there in Europe. You can get a copy of Sporting Live for more story on that. Fermi, you have to leave your parting shot this morning.
Definitely looking forward to some exciting, games later. Hopefully, we have more interesting goals to actually look forward to.
Remember to go join us on Facebook, Just Football. Search for Just Football. We're having a video of both goals by Olivier Giroud and Dele Alli. We need to choose who did it better. Thanks for being a part of the show this morning. Thanks to Fermi for being here.
It is a pleasure. My
name is Blessing Fowowe. Sports Bank return tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. Have a great Thursday. Au revoir.
Splash FM 105.5.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing 105.5.